A big challenge is made for WrestleMania. I'm Matt Carlins, and this is Just Pro Wrestling News for Tuesday, March 8th, 2022. A big welcome to those of you listening on OccupyProWrestling.com. You can bring our updates to your website. Find out how at JustProWrestlingNews.com. WWE is finally promoting Stone Cold Steve Austin for WrestleMania 38.
I know you're watching, and I don't think you have the guts to show up. But the bottom line is I am calling you out. Stone Cold Steve Austin!
That clip from last night's Raw, Kevin Owens closing out the show by challenging Austin not to a match, but to appear as his guest on a special KO show at WrestleMania. WWE said Austin will respond to Owens on Monday. Owens was left looking for a path to Mania after he and Seth Rollins came up short in their challenge for the Raw tag titles. Instead, it was RKBro winning the three-way and taking the titles from the Alpha Academy on last night's Raw. The match at WrestleMania for the WWE Women's Tag Team titles is now a three-way. Rhea Ripley and Liv Morgan earned their way into the match with a non-title win over the champs Queen Zelina and Carmella. Ripley pinned Zelina with the Riptide, while Carmella was flirting with Corey Graves at the commentary desk. Becky Lynch did not appear on last night's Raw, though she was backstage. Lynch says she suffered a broken voice box during a match at a non-televised show over the weekend. Dana Brooke beat Tamina last night to retain the 24/7 championship. Amos blew through Apollo Crews, then had a stare down with Commander Aziz. United States champion Finn Balor got a DQ win over Austin Theory after Balor was attacked by the former champion Damian Priest. Plus, NXT champion Braun Breaker made his Raw debut last night. He and Tommaso Ciampa beat Dolph Ziggler and Robert Roode. Breaker pinned Ziggler. Breaker is set to defend the NXT title in a three-way against Ciampa and Ziggler on tonight's NXT. It's a special Roadblock episode. Imperium will defend the NXT tag titles against the Creed brothers, plus LA Knight versus Grayson Waller in a last man standing match. Vader will be inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame.
AEW.
Tonight's Dark has Scorpio Sky versus Sonny Kiss ahead of Sky's TNT title shot against Sammy Guevara on Wednesday's Dynamite. On last night's Dark Elevation, Chris Statlander beat Emi Sakura, Wheeler Yuta beat Aaron Solo, and Ruby Soho beat Session Moth Martina. A couple of notes from the Revolution pay-per-view over the weekend. The show saw the AEW debuts of Shane Swerve Strickland and William Regal. Both are now signed with AEW. This week's episode of NWA Power premieres tonight on Fight TV. We'll see Trevor Murdoch's defense of the NWA World Heavyweight Championship against Matt Cardona, plus Nick Aldis versus Tom Latimer in an I Quit match.
New Japan Pro Wrestling.
The New Japan Cup tournament resumes on Wednesday with 3 second-round matches. IWGP Heavyweight Champion Kazuchika Okada versus one half of the Junior Tag Champs Master Wato, Shima versus Yoshinobu Kanemaru, and Hiroki Goto versus Dick Togo. In Dragon Gate, Kota Minoura, Naruki Doi, and Kato Ishida are the new Open the Triangle Gate champions. That's Just Pro Wrestling News for Tuesday, March 8th. Our next update comes your way tomorrow morning, so please rate, review, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss a thing. I'm Matt Carlins. Thank you for listening.
This show is a member of the Sorgatron Media Podcast Network. Find out more at sorgatronmedia.com.